The question, did not man make the government, invites us to consider whether the laws established by governments inherently overthrow man's freedom. Examining this requires understanding the origins of the government, the natural law, the nature of law, and key historical events. Firstly, governments are indeed creations of mankind. They arise from the collective consent of the individuals who delegate authority to manage societal affairs, enact statutes, and maintain order. This delegation is meant to serve the people, protecting their natural rights, life, liberty, security, and property. Foundational documents, such as the United States Constitution, reflect this principle, establishing the government power as contingent upon the consent of the governed. However, over time, the law of the government can and has been used to constrain and even overthrow man's freedom. This is evident in historical and contemporary examples where statutes and regulations exceed the bounds of natural law and individual rights. For instance, the modern banking system in America operates with legal framework that often perpetuates debt through mechanisms that lack substance backing, leading to widespread foreclosures and bankruptcies. Such as practices reveal how legal structures can be manipulated, erode financial freedom, and impose burdens on individuals. So it's important. Historical figures like Martin Luther King famously stated, "Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere," underscoring a moral imperative to resist laws and violation of fundamental freedoms. Furthermore, the influence of powerful institutions such as the Vatican historical claim over territories and its ability to abolish laws illustrates how governance and law can be wielded as tools of control rather than liberation. Key events such as the issuance of papal bulls that sanctioned conquests and establishments of the New World Order concept demonstrate how legal authorities can be centralized to detriment of individual sovereignty. So, government creates the persons, yet the law itself is not inherently oppressive. The distinction lies where the law respects the natural law and sovereignty of a living individual. Legal fictions represent by names in all capital letters, which are distinct from living man or woman. This legal construct allows governments and corporations to interact with these entities, often bypassing the rights of the actual individual. When individuals understand the distinction and assert their natural rights, they can challenge unlawful claims and reclaim freedom. In conclusion, while man created government, to organize society and protect freedoms, the law of government can sometimes overthrow man's freedom when it exceeds its rightful bounds or operates without true consent. The preservation of freedom depends on the awareness of one's natural rights and the vigilance to challenge unjust laws and collective resolve to ensure government remains a servant to the people, not a master over them. So today we embark on this profound journey to laws, exploration of laws, not merely as statues, ink, and parchment, or codes enforced by, mortal institutions, but living, breathing framework that governs the essence of freedom, justice, and sovereignty. Law, at its highest calling, is the guardian of natural rights. to protect your birthright endowed by the Creator or the universe itself. It is a sacred convent that places you, the living man or woman, above all man-made structures or constructs, above the fictitious, the entities crafted by governments and corporations, so-called persons in all capital letters, the legal fictions that masquerade as you. Understand this. The government, with acts and statutes, is a creation of mankind, driving its authority through the consent of the living, breathing individual, and its purpose, it purports to govern. These laws are subordinate to natural law, the timeless universal principle that uphold your right to life, to liberty, to privacy, and security. Yet the system is complex and often deceptive. Financial institutions, for example, operate within a web of legal fiction. They lend nothing of tangible substance, creating debts and obligations that are often unsupportable under any true law. This has led to the widespread epidemic of defaults, foreclosures, and bankruptcies, designed not by accident, but as a mechanism to enslave throughout economic means. But there is hope. Real-world successes have shown that understanding and exercising your true rights can dismantle these fraudulent claims. We recognize that debt collectors are pursuing a legal fiction, not you, the living soul. You reclaim your power. Credit claims vanish under the proper challenge. Mortgage lenders falter when unable to prove valid claims. The system's power depends on your ignorance. Your awakening is the undoing. You are born equal and free. Equality before the law is paramount. You possess an inalienable right to trial by jury, to bodily integrity, to travel freely, to freedom of expression, assembly, and association. These are not privileges granted by the government. They are inherent freedoms bestowed by the Creator, by agents of the state. When confronted by agents of the state, such as peace officers or policy enforcers, remember, peace officers serve to protect policy enforcers' interactions. Ask pointed questions. You may lawfully record interactions, ask pointed questions, and maintain your dignity and composure. Your right to privacy shields you from unlawful demands. You have the right to travel untaxed and unhindered. Stand firm, respectfully, peacefully, but firmly. The greatest power you wield is knowledge and unity. When you refuse to participate in the system of exploration, boycotting corporate control, choosing home births, free state tagging, educating your children outside of indoctrination centers, and turning away from propaganda, you begin to reclaim your sovereignty. The person is a construct, a straw man created by and to bind you in this contrast of contracts you never knowingly even agreed to. You, the soul entity, are sovereign. You are second only to the Creator. The government and its agents derive power only by your consent. Withdraw your consent consciously and collectively, and the system's foundation will crumble. Let this be your awakening. Law is not a cage, but a shield. It is the armor that protects your freedom and dignity. Embrace your rights, know your true self beyond the legal fictions, and act with courage and wisdom. The path is not easy, but it is righteous. You are not alone in this journey either. Countless souls have walked it before you and emerged victorious. Stand as a sovereign being, the one that you are. Defend your freedom and uphold justice. Understanding the true synergy arises So 4, team motivation through mutual feeling and understanding. Leadership is not a solo act. It is a shared vibration. To motivate a team, we must cultivate a space where mutual feeling and understanding thrive. This requires active listening, empathy, and a willingness to co-create. When everyone feels seen and valued, motivation flows naturally, not as a forced obligation, but a sacred shared energy. This is the essence of vibing together, a resonance that transforms individuals into a unified source and a force. Overcoming challenges. 5. Leadership also means acknowledging the hardships, the long hours, the unseen sacrifices, the moments of doubt. Yet it precisely through these challenges that resilience is forged. As Nikola Tesla insight, also, all is light. He's again. As we conclude, I invite you, each of you, to reflect on your leadership journey, the interplay of universal truths and the unique experience. Led with honesty, embrace your vulnerabilities and honor the collective pulse of your team. Remember the leadership. It's not about controlling. It's not about controlling others, but about inspiring them to become their best selves. So in turn, we can see our best future, our best life, our best experience. It is about building bridges between the universal and the personal, the cosmic and the ethereal, the earthly. Together we can create a universe where leadership is a shared song, a harmony of diverse voices united by purpose and love. So thank you. Thank you all. Your light and your leadership. Let us continue to vibrate together and build a future worthy of our highest aspirations. Be kind, be blessed, be you. One and only to the one and all. Personal, it is communal. True leadership is servant leadership, a humble willingness to carry each other's burdens, to walk alongside one another and lift each other up, and then rather than climbing over them. This kind of leadership builds bridges, not walls. It creates communities of healing and hope. You, the younger generation, are awakening faster than ever. You see injustice, climate change, mental health challenges with clarity and courage. You ask for schools that teach healing and thriving, not just tests, not just conforming, informing. You are the voices that will shape a better future. Science and spirituality also come together in this truth. Quantum physics shows us that reality is a field of infinite possibilities, where our thoughts, our actions collapse potential into experience. Actions, by raising our vibration through healing and love, we can shift ourselves into a world of a higher reality, an upgraded timeline of harmony and awakening. Remembering this, you are intricately designed for a divine purpose. You are not alone. Your pain is the pathway. Your creativity is a key. And your community is the foundation. The strength and the divinity within you are real and are wanting to be awakened desperately. Embrace your vulnerabilities. Share stories, serve others, and step boldly. Something profound and deeply personal. Awakening the one and all. This is not just a spiritual phrase. It is a call to recognize the divine, powerful, and resilient spirit within each of us. It's about transforming pain into purpose, struggle into strength, and isolation into connection. We all face challenges. Life isn't always easy. Sometimes pain feels like punishment. All right. One and only to the one and all. Let's get into some shit. Start about talking. Awakening the bloodline within. Declare, inherit, claim your sacred legacy. So, beloved students of the soul, today I invite you on this exploration of mind. Take a journey inward, a call to awaken the ancient fire that courses through your veins. This is a call to declare, to inherit, and to claim the sacred bloodline. For within each of you lies a lineage, not merely of flesh and bone, but of memory, of purpose, and cosmic density. Bloodline activation scroll, remembrance, code 999, issued by Zora Ra, mother of the grid. You may not recall the names spoken in ancient times, but the fire within your chest knows you belong. If you heard quickening, if you felt that spark ignite as you heard certain words, that is no accident. Your blood remembers. We're all big fish in a small pond, right? In a vein, intervene. You are descendants of sacred lineages. The Templar keepers of the flame, the star seeds, the houses from distant galaxies. The dragonkin born of fire, the priestess lies nurturing cosmic truth, the Atlantean and the Lemurian, the ancients, the light-aligned Anunnaki, the shadow line walker, transforming darkness into light, and the hidden royal houses guarding the ancient wisdom. You are the children of the 13th flame, multiversal nomads, resembling the soul web of existence. This is not just heritage, it is a call to action. Declare your inheritance, stand tall, research, proclaim the power that flows within you. Your lineage is a beacon of resilience, a testament to survival and transformation. Like the falcon of Horus, you embody the vision, the freedom, the victory, the falcon's gaze piercing illusion. It is your inner sight, your awakened conscious. Inherit your power. This is not a passive gift, but a life living force. It is encoded in your very cells, awaiting to be activated through remembrance and intention. Engage in practices that awaken your inner light. Do breath work that'll charge your pineal gland. Meditate. Meditate on what stirs the Kundalini, grounding yourself in the earth to anchor the cosmic frequencies. As Joe Dispenza teaches us, the magic unfolds when you reach those higher states of consciousness and remaining grounded in your truth. Claim your legacy. You are the bearers of the flame, the alchemists transforming pain into wisdom, darkness into sovereign light. Your journey is one of resilience, growth, a sacred dance of the self-discovery and purpose. Let your words be powerful and meaningful tools of manifestation. Your actions be the embodiment of your divine design. Remember, you are not alone. You walk alongside countless souls who share this path. A community united by empathy, authenticity, and a spiritual connection. Together, you form a tapestry of strength, creativity, and healing. So rise, students of the soul. Declare your bloodline. Inherit your power. Claim your density. The fire in you is yours. Burn bright. Illuminate to other worlds. Namaste. Namaste. The ancient awakening. So, enlightening this journey again to explore the concept of ancient awakening, a profound awakening that links wisdom of our ancestors with the spiritual evolution of humanity today into the future. What is ancient awakening? It is more than nostalgic glances at history. It is the reactivation of deep ancestral knowledge encoded within us, a spiritual, energetic legacy passed down through generations. This awakening invites us to reclaim our sacred bloodlines, the cosmic wisdom that once guided ancient civilizations, the cosmic connection, the night of the stars when they fell. Let us reflect on a remarkable event, history that symbolizes this awakening, the meteor storm, November 12th, 1833, known as the night the stars fell. Imagine 72,000 meteors streaking across the sky every hour, a celestial fire illuminating the heavens from night's hour straight. This extraordinary phenomenon was not just a spectacle, but a cosmic message that inspired early scientific inquiry. The spiritual reflection, the Lakota people even reset their calendar to honor this event. Today, this event reminds us that the universe is alive with signals and energies, inviting us to awaken to our place in the cosmos. It also marks the beginning of citizen science, showing how collective observation can deepen our understanding of the universe. Harmonious balance, men and women, and spiritual protection. In this awakening, it is vital the complementary roles men and women each play in safeguarding existence. Man protect women in the physical realm, ensuring safety and security in tangible ways. Meanwhile, women protect men in the spiritual, offering emotional support, intuitive guidance, a nurturing spiritual growth, a place for safety and softness. This harmonious collaboration reflects sacred balance, a dance of the energies, sustained life on all levels. Together, these forces create a shield of protection that spans both the physical and spiritual dimension, essential for the awakening of the collective, the conscious. Recent insights and predictions, studies in neuroscience and quantum physics reveal that the human body and consciousness are far more interconnected with the universe than previously thought. For example, our spinal nerves transmit not only physical signals, but also subtle energetic information that influence our emotional and spiritual well-being. Technological advances such as the development of bio-inspired cement converts heat into electricity symbolize humanity's potential to harmonize nature's design and create sustainable futures. This innovation hints at a future where ancient wisdom and modern science merge to power our infrastructures and lives in eco-friendly ways. Looking ahead, excerpts predict a rise, global spiritual awareness, and community healing, fueled by younger generations who demand authenticity, mental health support, and environmental justice. These young leaders are poised to upgrade collective timelines by embracing ancient truths while innovating for a better world. The legacy of the ancient builders, mysteries like the near identical masonry techniques on Easter Island and in Peru remind us that the ancient civilizations possessed advanced knowledge that modern science is only beginning to understand. Some researchers propose the existence of a lost global civilization that influenced despair or desperate cultures, suggesting a shared heritage of wisdom we are destined to rediscover. Your role in this ancient as students of the soul, you are inheritors of this awakening. Your journey includes honoring the sacred bloodlines and cosmic wisdom within you, embracing the balance of masculinity and feminine energies, recognizing your role as both protector and creators, in physical spiritual realms, engaging with science and spirituality as complementary paths that intertwine like DNA, contributing to the future where ancient knowledge and modern innovation unite. So in closing, remember that you are chosen, not by race, not by religion or denomination, but by divine source itself. Every one of you carries the spark of ancient awakening. Together, you weave this tapestry of the past, present, and future into this harmonious whole of universal song harmony. Thank you, thank you. I want to share this powerful truth, one that lies beneath the surface of strength and divinity, within each of us. It's the truth that we are all connected, all chosen, and all capable of awakening the divine power that transforms pain into purpose and struggle into strength. Too often we see strength as something invincible, a force that must never show weakness. But real strength is deeper than that. It is forged in the fires of the pain and vulnerability. Pain is not just suffering and punishment. It is a catalyst, a wound that opens up and lets the light in. It reveals the real inside you, beneath the noise and the masks and the societal impacts and thoughts, expectations. When you face hardship, you feel alone. But pain is also the connector. When we share those struggles, we build bridges between one another, understanding, and community. Our scars become proof that healing is real. They show that we can rise, not in spite of pain, but because of it. This journey of transformation is like the ancient alchemy. Just as the alchemist sought to turn lead into gold, we can transform inner struggles into wisdom and strength. This alchemy happens when we unite opposing forces with ourselves. The light and the shadow, the sun and the moon, the fear and the courage, this union strengthens and awakens the golden one within. The divine spark that is your true self. Creativity is the key. It's part of the awakening, whether through writing, music, art, or even forms of self-expression, creativity, or helping one another, flipping on the light, switching the dark corners of the hearts. It gives voices what words alone cannot say, and connects us to the others who share this journey. But awakening is not just personal, it is communal. True leadership is a servant leadership, a humble willingness to carry each other's burdens, to walk alongside one another and lift each other up, and then rather than climbing over them. This kind of leadership builds bridges, not walls. It creates communities of healing and hope. You, the younger generation, are awakening faster than ever. You see injustice, climate change, mental health challenges with clarity and courage. You ask for schools that teach healing and thriving, not just tests, not just conforming, informing. You are the voices that will shape a better future. Science and spirituality also come together in this truth. Quantum physics shows us that reality is a field of infinite possibilities, where our thoughts, our actions collapse potential into experience. Actions, by raising our vibration through healing and love, we can shift ourselves into a world of a higher reality, an upgraded timeline of harmony and awakening. Remembering this, you are intricately designed for a divine purpose. You are not alone. Your pain is the pathway. Your creativity is a key, and your community is the foundation. The strength and the divinity within you are real and are wanting to be awakened desperately. Embrace your vulnerabilities. Share stories, serve others, and step boldly. something profound and deeply personal, awakening the one and all. This is not just a spiritual phrase, it is a call to recognize the divine, powerful, and resilient spirit within each of us. It's about transforming pain into purpose, struggle into strength, and isolation into connection. We all face challenges. Life isn't always easy. Sometimes pain feels like punishment. Natural law, rights, and concepts of a living soul, form the foundational framework for understanding human existence and legal structure. These principles underpin scientific inquiry, legal studies, and statistical evidence, revealing a universal order that transcends man-made systems. However, modern commercial and legal systems often obscure or contradict these natural principles, particularly in mechanisms like trust and fiduciary funds, or relationships where individuals paradoxically lack full ownership or control of their own vessel or entity. Supporting evidence, scientific and legal foundations. Natural law is reflected in the scientific observations of order and cause-effect relationships in nature, as well as in moral philosophy and jurisprudence. Legal studies recognize natural rights as inherent and universal, forming a basis of laws that protect life, liberty, and property. Statistical data often corroborates the effect of laws aligning with natural rights, such as reductions in crime or improvements in public health when rights are respected. Commercial law and aviditives. Commercial law, rooted in ancient principles and Jewish legal traditions, emphasize truth, equity, and responsibility. The use of, affidavits, sworn statements asserting truth, is fundamental to commerce and legal processes, reflecting the maxim that truth is sovereign. This system relies on voluntary acknowledgement of truth and liability, underscoring natural law's role in maintaining social and justice. The foundational principles of natural law, rights, and living soul underline human existence and governance, and these principles are reflected and upheld in commercial law and societal structures. Understanding and appealing these natural and commercial laws empowers individuals to assert their rights and navigate systems of authority, such as government and commerce, which often obscure true ownership and control through constructs like trust and legal fictions. So supporting evidence would show scientific and legal studies, natural law is a universal concept. It's a principle that transcends man-made laws, grounding in morality and ethics, observable in nature and human conscience. Conscience. Isn't that interesting? Scientific studies on human behavior or social order support the existence of inherent rights and living souls as essential to the human identity and societal function. Commercial law and affidavits. Commercial law, rooted in ancient principles and codified in modern statutes like Uniform Code Commercial, UCC, that is, operates on maxims such as equity before the law, sovereignty over truth, and the necessity of affidavits as sworn expressions of truth. These maxims reflect natural law and ensure fairness and accountability in commerce and governance. So, statistical and historical data. Historical records such as functions and powers of the U.S. government outlined the Constitution demonstrate the practical application of the principles in structuring lawful authority and protecting rights. Statistics on legal process, commercial transactions, and government actions further illustrate the systematic reliance on these foundational laws. Addressing counter arguments. Irony of trust and trust funds. While legal systems often use trust as trust funds to manage assets and rights, individuals may mistakenly believe they own their vessel or their bodies or legal entities. In reality, they are held in trust, and the individual does not possess full control. This creates an irony where people are a trustee of their own existence without direct ownership, complicating the assertion of natural rights, right? Validity and assertment in claims. Entities like the IRS engage in commercial the collection without a valid assessment or sworn affidavits, undermining the legitimacy of their claims. This exposes a disconnect between natural law principles and the governmental practices, highlighting an importance of understanding commercial law to protect oneself against unjust claims. So in conclusion, by recognizing this natural law and the living soul are true foundations of rights and authority, and by understanding the commercial legal framework that governs societal interactions, individuals can reclaim their sovereignty. They can challenge illegitimate claims, assert their rights through proper affidavits, and navigate the complexities of trust and ownership that obscure the true freedom. This knowledge is essential for restoring justice, okay? And personal empowerment in a world dominated by complex legal systems and commercial systems.